Hey, we are all the way live here this afternoon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the BCL Ladies Live. We
Hey,
are
what's up,
happy to
y'all?
be here with you today. Oop, we lost Angel. Oh, you know what? It's all right. We gonna bring our sister back in when she get back in. Uh, it's a lovely day in the neighborhood. It's a lovely day to be with the ladies of Black Comic Lords. So, how are y'all doing today? We have Bree, Bree's Bookish, and we have Angel.
Hello, hello.
How are you ladies doing today? You
Good,
doing
good. It's
all
a
right?
lovely day to talk comics. Get into it.
All right, and we
Down
are
it.
ready to go. We are ready to go. We're gonna bring Livewire CEO. How you doing? How is everyone?
Hey,
Yes,
Ashley.
yes. We welcome you to our live today. We're talking about Livewire. Now we know that y'all have been telling us, we need to represent some more people, not just the big publishers, We know that there's independent folks out there, there's independent black comic characters and independent comic publishers out there. So we are going to do our best to cover them all while we're here with you during this time. Tell us why, Angel.
This is the thing. People know about Marvel, they know about DC, but there is a long list of great, amazing publishers, and our heroine today is published by Valiant. Valiant Entertainment has been around since 1989. And they have more than 50 million copies of comic books. So a lot of times if you are into comics or you want to write a comic or you want to be in a comic or you have a character, you don't always have to submit to the two that people know the most. There were plenty, and I always teach about how to submit, how to draw, how to do your any and everything. So our heroine today is about Valiant Entertainment.
Yes, Dee. Forgive me for being, a little ratchet here. Oh, no, no. Hey. Like I said, we're all the way live here at the Black Comic Lords. Okay, so we was showing off what we got for our live wire, for our heroine today. So we're going to,
Absolutely. Got to throw it out there before we get started that if you are joining us today, or even if you catch us on the replay, we are doing a giveaway. 2 winners for this particular giveaway for tuning in with us. The first is volume 1 of Livewire herself. Give it up, give it up, give it up. And I know some of y'all might love this one. We have a Unknown Comics exclusive Black Panther 1 Shuri variant to give away to a lucky viewer. Now, these are available to anyone in the live audience today and anyone who catches the replay by Saturday of next week and goes to the Black Comic Lords Instagram, follow, share to your stories, and make sure you tag Black Comic Lords so that way we know that you did it. All of those shares will be entered and we will pick the winner next Saturday and announce it in our stories. So make sure you're following us on Instagram. And if you're catching this replay before, what is the date next Saturday? Then you'll be entered in for a chance to win if you share it to our stories, to your stories rather.
The 29th of April.
All right, so if you're catching this before the 29th, go ahead and follow Black Comic Lords on Instagram and share our last post about this live to your stories, and make sure you tag us so you can be entered into the giveaway.
Yay!
all right. So let's go in to Livewire. as we go from fugitive to champion. From fugitive to champion. All right. Who is Livewire, you ask? All right. Livewire, aka Amanda McKee. It's a Black woman superhero published by Valiant Comics. She was created by Bob Layton and Joe St. Pierre, and her first appearance was in Harbinger 15 in March of 1993. So she has a very large and storied origin, and she's also all the way through our Valiant Comics, because I first discovered Livewire in the comic pages of Ninja K. So, I was curious and I decided, what is it about this woman, this Black woman, who's so great that she's practically peppered all over Valiant's comics? Because, that was a rabbit hole I fell into. So, she is a psionic teletechnopath. All right, say that 3 times fast.
Right.
Able to control machines with force of will alone. Amanda McKee was orphaned at a young age and sent to live in a group home. It was there that billionaire, visionary, and founder of the Harbinger Foundation, Toyo Harada, discovered her and took her into his care, rescuing her from the abusive environments of her early life. For this, Amanda became unfailingly devoted to Harada and his mission. Assuming the name Livewire, Amanda became a star pupil of the Harbinger Foundation, eventually becoming one of Harada's most trusted aides. All that changed, however, when Peter Stanchek joined the Harbinger Foundation. Faced with a power that nearly equaled his own, Harada's facade of control began to fray, and his domineering tendencies became clearer and clearer to Livewire. Still faithful to Harada's vision, but believing that Peter could help balance his immense power, Livewire aided Harada's wayward student in his escape from the Harbinger Foundation and set herself into exile following her betrayal. Months later, when Eric of Dacia returned from space as the leader of a freed legion of Vine slaves and claimed Romania as homeland of his new people, Harada reactivated Livewire and asked her to join his elite strike team, Unity. Utilizing her power to control machines, she was able to strip the Exo Manowar armor from Eric and wear it herself. Now, she intended to hand it over to Harada, but with the most powerful weapon in the universe at her command, she easily subdued Eric's people and quickly diffused a nuclear strike by rival nations bent on annihilating Exo Manowar. Bonding with the armor, however, unlocked the full potential of her abilities, giving her full access to the records of the Harbinger Foundation. With all of Harada's darkest secrets now exposed to her, Livewire at least realized the true extent of his evil and quickly marshaled the Unity team against her former mentor. Now fully expelled from the Harbinger Empire, Livewire joined Ninja K in the service of England's MI6, their elite spy force. Now working solo, she joined the international effort to stop Toyo Harada in his attempts to declare a Sayat nation on the Somali coast, while teamed with Major Charlie Palmer's Hardcore team to investigate Harada's hacking of the Project Rising Spirit satellites. She discovered his plan to import supplies from his space elevator program under the cover of humanitarian aid. Livewire's plan now is to turn opinion against her one-time mentor by exposing the world to the high-tech contents of the aid shipments to the Foundation zone. And then, of course, going into her actual series. Once Amanda McKee, the technopathic Sayat known as Livewire, knew her purpose. She wielded her machine manipulating powers to benefit the Harbinger Foundation until the true depths of her mentor's cruelty was revealed. She brought unity to the world's most formidable superpowered beings until a battle between team members dissolved the group for good. She gave hope and guidance to a ragtag band of secret weapons until the U.S. government marked them for death and set her down a path of no return. Now, in the wake of the worst disaster the country has ever faced, one that was directly caused by her hand, Livewire must decide for herself what kind of hero she will be, if she'll be one at all. So I know that was a lot. I understand. You know, it's a good bit to bring in for this character, but she is intricately woven through all of the issues of comics in Valiant Comics, in the
Yeah.
Valiant universe. So that is a way to let people know, she was pretty much a part of the fabric of the Valiant universe. Meaning
Yes.
she's featured in almost every comic. And she was actually able to snatch the Exo Manowar armor and utilize it herself. So she's a bad bee. You know she is.
And we love a baddie. We love a
Yes,
baddie coming
Yeah.
all the way through.
yes.
Yes. I will say though, her introduction into this storyline, it was so like it put all of this additional weight on her where I feel like it kind of cramped her steez throughout this until we got to maybe like issue 9-ish, because it was like all of this weight from, obviously a lot of people died as a result of, her actions, but it's also kind of like, at what point do you draw that line? And I think it added so much more dimension to her as a character. So she wasn't like a 1D or a 2D hero for me, which made this story that much better.
All right. So what do you think, Angel? What do you think about diving into Livewire's world?
So I love that she is one of Valiant's first characters. Remember, I had mentioned earlier they were established in 1989 and brought her on board as early as 1993 after her first appearance. And then she's stacked with all these abilities off the bat. It's not like all this discovery, or maybe she has this, or maybe she just comes in full force, 10 suns strong, and I love that. I love it.
Yes, indeed. And she is very powerful. I mean, she was very powerful even before she got the re-up with the armor.
Right.
Very, very strong. Very, very strong. So let me come on back here. We're going to talk a little bit about her power set. You're going to have to forgive me because, StreamYard, I love her, but she's giving me a fit. All
Fickle
right.
mystery.
Powers and abilities, okay? Remote technomorphing. Amanda had the ability to sonically link with, interface, and control computers and networking system programming, effectively controlling the operational functions of any technological form she focuses on with her mind. After making contact with and bonding to the Exo Manowar armor, Shanhara, she gained an upgrade to her original abilities, not only expanding her range and capacity with machines, but greatly expanding how far they reach, stretches. Livewire now being able to control and assemble complex mechanical apparatuses outside of metal and scrap iron with a thought, creating useful weapons, gadgets, utilities via telekinetically constructing spare pieces of machine parts, to siphoning and manipulating energy from her surroundings through her suit, such as an electrochemical energy generated by plant matter. She's also a master martial artist. She boasts an advanced knowledge of martial arts technique, being avid enough in hand-to-hand combat to battle an immortal champion who's supposedly been the catalyst for various global conflicts which shaped human history. All right. Genius level intelligence. She learned everything she knows about mechanics, computer programming, artificial intelligence, and engineering from her former mentor, Toyo Harada. As such, she boasts a gifted mental acumen in regards to the subjects of her powers. She's also an adept weapons expert. She also has proficiency in the use of various munitions and melee armaments. Armaments. Okay. Not your usual pop guns, but
no,
the big things. And of course, as her equipment, the XO nanosuit. Amanda had designed her own form of nanomolecular refitting suit modeled after Eric's XO armor. The lining of her costume is studded with countless fly-like wing bristles, which enable her the ability to fly and to gather enough electrostatic energy between them to cast plasmoid energy bolts. She further modified her costume's techno-shifting abilities, able to conjure up and or assimilate scrap parts into it for creating artillery like an arm cannon. With some copper wiring lined into her nanosuit, Amanda learned to siphon and polarize limitless energy using plant matter as a fuel source. Listen.
Yes. In other words, who gonna check her, boo? Who gonna check her until somebody gets ready to hack her or give her a bug? You're not messing with her. Period. And even then, those weren't damaging directly to her. That was just stealing her data. Crazy powerful.
Yes, indeedy. So we're not going to have that, debate of, how powerful is she?
Right.
She's very, very powerful.
That's one thing the ladies don't do. we know what it is. We don't got to do that.
She took on and snatched an immortal's exosuit. Okay, if you really want to know how bad she is.
Right.
Is. So that's one of the things here. Okay, let's go through the comments and see how people are today. Hello to Kevin Wood. Okay. All right. Frustrated Fan Sports Show. I think her best story was this. Oh, Secret Weapons. Oh, yeah. Totally.
Oh, I seen his comment earlier, but we didn't show him love. Shout out to the Actorverse. He definitely has all the love for the Black Comic Lords. If y'all have
I'm going right back. To the Actorverse. Shout out. All right. Heracles, Dragon Balls. All right. First time seeing you here. Hello. Because I've seen you in other Black Comic Lords chats. Okay. All right. And then, of course, we shouted out Frustrated Fan Sports Show. All right. Veronica Washington. Okay. Haven't read any of her copies of the comic yet, but I'm hoping this discussion will finally convince me to finally pick it up.
You're missing out now.
Yes, I feel you, Veronica, because that was one of those ones where when I was first looking for Black women in comics, it was like, oh, this is dope. And there's 3 volumes of it. Okay. But I'm not even going to lie. I did sit on my shelf for quite a while until the hardcover compendium came out. And then it was like, oh, we're going to do this in one sitting. That's how that's going to happen. So it's a vibe for sure. Pick it up.
Yes, pick it up. And hello to Ashley Hall.
Hello, Ashley. And Jamaica,
our CEO of BCL. How you doing? Shout out to the Black Comic Lords. All right. So again, I know I gave you a lot to chew on. We're going to give you a couple of minutes. We're going to take a brief commercial break. And then we're going to come back with more Livewire after this. Okay.
Comics are different. Those things cannot be returned if they do not sell. Okay, so that means that if they buy 10 copies of Monica Rambeau Photon and nobody buys it, they eat that money. And your local comic shop is, the margins are very thin, right? Times are hard for everybody. And so what that means is that it gives comic shop owners incentive to be very risk averse, right? And so you could order a bunch of Batman and you know that every month people are going to come in and buy Batman. It's often characters of color, new characters, lesser known characters where they're like, I don't know, this could be good, but if I put this on my shelves and people don't buy it, I lose money. And I'm sympathetic to that. That's a real assessment that they have to make. So the way that we avoid that is you go in and you pre-order. So Paul goes in 3 months before the comic set comes out and says, hello, I would like to pre-order Monica Rambeau Photon #1. I'm not going to wait till it comes out. I'm telling you now that I want it. And at that point, they're like, okay, let me go ahead and order this. And in the comics world, that is the sale that counts. By the time you come into a store and purchase a comic book, that sale does not count. I know it is ridiculous. It is very silly. That is the way it is. The sale that counts is when the store orders it from the distributor. That is what they are counting. And so what that means is that when you go in and you pre-order things, it actually gives that store confidence. Like, okay, Paul said Paul's going to be back and spend his $5 on this book. So we're good. If we order this one, we know it's going to sell and we can pay our rent. We're not going to be eating this cost this month. The best thing to do is your subscription or your pull list where you go in and you say, I want you to put these in every month for me, right? And then they will set that aside in a box.
Message.
Okay. And let me tell you the reason why I play that all the time and we're really, really pushing hard, okay? Because we rides for Dr. Eve Ewing. We rides for her. And
Yeah,
Black
put some
Panther
respect on
#1 is coming out June 14th. So get your pre-orders in, okay?
I didn't go copy that. Things from another world.
Yep.
Keep the link.
Here's the link. So you can't say that we didn't tell you, we didn't let you know what you needed to do. So get that pre-order Black Panther #1 from Dr. Eve L. Ewing. All right. Go through Things from Another World. And that'll help us Black comic lords out a little change. So do what you got to do. But yeah, that's why we ride hard for Dr. Ewing up in this space. So.
Yes.
So get that Black Panther. All right. And what I forgot, but hopefully they will forgive me. Okay. This Livewire series is written by Vita Ayala. So it's very important, to highlight our comic creators, our comic writers, comic artists. So, Vita Ayala is all right with me. So hopefully one day we'll get to interview them.
Yes.
Yes. They definitely have a fun body of work, and I got questions. So Vita was good.
So many. So yeah. So if y'all put a bug in their ear, Black comic lords, you're definitely going to do it. All right. Okay. PHAL. The
Fatal Collector.
Fatal. I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Fatal
Collector.
Fatal the Collector. Hey, how you doing? Welcome. All right. So now we're going to move into here. We've talked about her abilities. We talked about the origins of Livewire. Okay, I think we're going to roll into here the comics.
Reading through this run over again was wild because you notice I didn't pay so much attention to the transition in the artist and art style throughout the issues. And me personally, it kicked it up a notch, right around issue 9. And then the last little bit was a totally different style. And I was like, who is this artist? Because I'm loving every second of this. But it gave a whole different like tone to the story to see the art style change throughout the issues like that.
Yeah, because let's see, through the Livewire series itself, okay, we have Raul Allen, we have Kano, and we have Tana Ford. So,
Yeah.
look those folks up, check them out. We love our comic creators and our writers and our artists. We love them all here at Black Comic Lords. Okay, so this is by no means an exhaustive list because I fell down the rabbit hole and I said there is no way that I'm going to get all of the issues she appeared in throughout the Valiant universe. So I decided to go with the ones where she is at least the major character in the story. So, of course, we started off with Harbinger, Volume 1. Okay, she showed up in issue 15. So, and this is what I got here, covered here. Okay, Toyo Harada, the Harbinger Foundation, the beginning of the love affair before everything goes sour. So, this is her first appearance in issue 15. So, if you want to get that, get that. Okay,
Yeah.
she's also in Volume 2. Issues 3 to 9 and issue 25. Then she moves on to Unity. Okay, this was the super powered group that Toyo Harada brought together. It was, okay, I'm going to try my best to remember everybody in the group. Okay, it was Ninja K, Livewire, let's see, it's terrible. Lost it. Forgive me. Forgive me.
Aw.
I'm gonna have to look it up because that's
Yeah.
terrible of me. Terrible of me. So while I look that up, she then goes on to Imperium. This was a series that I had not picked up. I just kind of glanced through it. It's kind of like a whole universe type story. And she was in issues 13 to 16, I guess, dealing with the Harbinger Foundation. Then she goes on into Secret Weapons, where now she's broken away from Toyo Harada and got a group of PSYOP children from the Harbinger Foundation. They're kind of on the run, like Peter Stenbeck and his renegades. So now they're being kind of used as secret weapons in the war that Toyo Harada intends to wage. All right. And then that goes straight into Harbinger Wars, where everybody's against Toyo Harada. So that's the second volume, issues 1 to 4. All right. And then she features very heavily in the Harbinger Wars aftermath. And that's issue 1. That was a one shot in 2018. And then we go on to her series, issues 1 through 12 in 2018, where she, of course, now she's on the run from the government. She made a huge mistake. And now she's gonna trying to figure out how she's going to fix things, how she's going to do things, and whether or not she even wants to bother being a hero. So, ladies, give me your thoughts. I mean, I told you where I came in with Livewire through the pages of Ninja K. So, where did you guys come into on Livewire's story?
Well, my Bree's on mute. I came in unknowingly through crossing across YouTube. So there's actually a Ninja K videos that have been in YouTube. And she presented there, and I'm like, okay, what's this character? And I was able to stumble on to the Harbinger issue, volume 1, issue 15, and then I have not gotten past volume 1, just for whole clarity purposes. I have not gotten past volume 1. Okay, that's where I'm at.
Well, I got introduced to Livewire through her original run, for the 2018 run. Y'all know I'm a newer collector, and I was going through my give me all of the Black girls in comic books that you can find. So every time I would pop up at my LCS, I'd ask them that, and they came through with the come through with these Livewire volumes, like I said, and I was like, oh yeah, give me all of that, all of that. And it's a bomb story. It does kind of throw you into the mix of things, so I ended up working my way backwards and found out about Ninja K through Black Comic Lords and went back and picked up those key issues. But yeah, that was my introduction, trying to find all of the Black women in comics that I could and just being introduced to her story. And I was like, how dope is it that she's like kicking ass in a ball gown, like get all the way into it. It's like surely somebody's inspiration for a lot of things that we're seeing in the like MCU today, like all the way down to the color of the gown. Like, yeah, get into all of those vibes. But yeah, I just loved that the way that she's presented as like a very much flawed hero. Like she had all of the that's one thing that I love in stories just in general, like when it's like there's not a clear hero versus a villain in a lot of cases. It's just everyone doing the best that they can in their situation. And yes, she had hero intentions, but a lot of people died based off of that. And so now she's just in this arc of redemption. And I think that she really legit did everything that she could. And even in that, I was kind of excuse me, kind of bummed at like how they beat her over the head with that like so frequently, and then even towards the end it was like, yeah, we played you because we were playing on your emotions around this mistake that you made. Yeah, it was pretty brutal, but she came out of it mostly unscathed. So I'm interested to see if there's potential for us to get any more Livewire moving forward, because it's been a healthy gap for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeedy. And okay, forgive my senior moment. Okay, the Unity team that she was a part of, it was Ninja K, Eternal Warrior, and Livewire. Of course, led by Toyo Harada himself. So that was the Unity team. Which I showcased a little later on in here. So, you know, you just have to forgive me. I can't remember everything. Can't remember everything. So, this was pretty
Frustrated
wild.
Fan Sports Show says her new run is the best starting point because Valiant kind of did a lot of crossovers that you could miss her impact. Facts. Yeah. Strong
That's
agree. Like I said, as a new collector popping into this, it was like, okay, this is noticeable, but it was clear reading the story, like, okay, there's a lot that I'm missing. It's not going to, it's clear there's a lot of that I'm missing by starting here, but it's not super disruptive to the story. So it was fine to be able to read these 3 volumes and then go back and see where else she was sprinkled in their universe. So that was dope.
Yeah. Because of course in the Ninja K comics, of course I collected Ninja K because, you know, I love that kind of stuff. There was a Black female ninja, Ninja G. So I said, oh, okay, so you know, there's a lots of us roaming around in the Harbinger universe, in the Harbinger Foundation that came out after all of this went down. So, and a lot of and of course, there's a lot of Black characters in the Renegades. Yeah. But that is Peter Stenbeck's story. So, I mean, I had fun. I mean, I really had fun because I was sitting there going, I only have these Ninja Ks and the Livewire series that she had, but there's so much more that I could get. And, you know, I'm a completist. I have to have them all, you know.
Get into it. Tameko said she's here for the rabbit hole for sure, because that's definitely how it happens. Like, oh, what else is she in for sure?
Mm-hmm. Yes. So now, the covers.
This is the queen of the covers. If you don't do nothing else, put some respect on that.
This right here is a budget buster because in every series she's in, the covers have been wild. I mean, and I've been tried to get mostly all of them throughout this presentation, but I couldn't. I could not. So, because especially for her series, okay, the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these, 6, all right, they had at least 3 variant covers to each issue, the very least. Some had more.
Yeah.
And again, I was taken in by all of the artwork because the covers are beautiful, and of course, they're not showing Amanda as some sort of sex pop superhero because
Right.
fully clothed. But you can see here that she is not one that you should mess with.
Right.
Not one that you should mess with at all. And of course, the locks, I'm always down for people who can get our hair right.
Yes. Facts.
Yes, that is the most vital part, is to be represented properly, and the artwork is absolutely breathtaking. She's powerful and beautiful all at the same time, like we all are. It's just perfect.
Yes, because like I said, I could not get all of these, but I was just doing my level best to get as many as I could, because even the backs of the trades, because I couldn't bust my budget on all of that. The backs are even. This one, like I said, this is wild. I like this one, and Rich, our boy Rich, has his favorite color in the background, yellow, and we pop off real nice with colors. Because let's see, I got most of all of those, and here's one that I could not get separately. So these covers are fire, okay?
Yeah.
Not even talking about the story within, but the covers themselves and all the work. Because again, prints and things like this, okay? Because then they show, if you guys can see that, they show.
You got to put it more censored.
Centered?
Yeah, it's to the side. You can't see all of it. There we go.
All right. Yeah. Definitely, because I'm trying not to catch that glare from my light.
Right.
Oh, gotcha.
These, artwork. The artwork itself. You could just, I could take these and just put them all on my wall, and then I would have no room for anything, just based on her character alone.
Well, I wanted to touch on, before you switch, Tameko, just so those that are new collectors, I always want to highlight the differences in the covers. As you see on the top, the first 5 there are what you will hear people refer to as virgin covers. They are minus the trade dress. So the trade dress would be the publisher, the artist, a barcode, and then the following photos are what our normal covers would look like. They would have the tags of the publisher, sometimes the artist, sometimes both or all. So virgin and then traditional covers are the ones that have the trade dress on them. I didn't want to skip that part. Sometimes people don't know.
Right. Because then
and Tameko made a valid point about all of those covers hitting the pockets. So we are not trade shamers around these parts. You can pick up all 3 volumes. So that's a little bit easier on the pockets, and even easier still, they have the hardcover compendium with all 3 volumes in it, and it's $49.99. So it's like you're getting the quality, your book's better protected, because good luck trying to find all of those different variant covers, individual issues. It's been quite the journey for me trying to go back, being late to the party. So there's no shame in having a trade.
Right. Definitely. Because again, like I said, the main covers, I'm a B girl, but the main covers were also fire.
Facts.
Yeah. The main covers were also fire. So, actually, I'm not. We were supposed to show this at the end. We're not quite done yet, but I really want to showcase this one because, of course, this was a Unity cover, and of course, showing her with the arm cannons. I mean, you really want to play someone like that? You want to play something like that? I don't think you do. I don't think you do. Because that'll be like, oh, the last thing I saw before I shuffled this mortal coil going up against it. That's it. Because this one was really, really nice. So, I had to, show that one. And let's see here. Going back to, all right, these with the origin, okay? This one here with her going against Toyo Harada at the top. And of course, we saw this cover here, which is so nice. So nice. Okay, and the third one, I believe, is also a Unity cover. Unity #1, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, with her in the foreground, and of course you got Eternal Warrior and Ninja K at her back, so she's badass, man. She's badass. And then of course this is the last one is a variant to #1, if I'm not mistaken. One of the variants, one of those really hard to find ones of Livewire #1. Because like I said, I tried to pepper it all the way through this things here because she had so many that I wanted to just showcase and to show in these here. And of course, in the beginning, Jen Bartel. I'm cool with Jen Bartel. I don't care what any of y'all say about her.
Every time Tameko gonna give Jen Bartel her flowers.
Because it's nice. I mean, her art is nice, and I love it. And I have a box. I have in my long box collection. I have a section of Jen Bartel drew this, and Peach Momoko drew that. So
Oh yeah, I can get behind the Peach Momoko covers all the time, every time.
And of course, this red one on the bottom, I believe, was a variant to the Secret Weapons. I believe is a variant to Secret Weapons. And the third one here is also a variant from the Livewire series. So, it is very, very extensive. And you can get representation and you can show people, okay, there are Black superheroes in the comics world.
Yeah.
Black superheroes in the comics world. So that is definitely our show on Livewire. Do you ladies have anything else to add?
Yeah, just remember we are doing a giveaway. If you haven't had the opportunity to check out Livewire, we're giving away a volume 1 of Livewire. And we're also giving away an Unknown Comics exclusive variant of Black Panther #1. And the way that you can be entered to win, we will have 2 winners, 1 for each. And what you'll need to do is go on over to Instagram, follow Black Comic Lords there, and make sure that you share our post about this Livewire Live to your stories and tag us so that we see it. If you don't tag us, we won't see it, and then your entry won't count. And as long as you do that by this coming Saturday, the 29th, you will be entered in for a chance to win one of the 2. So make sure that you hit that follow, and make sure that you follow, and subscribe here as well. So that way you don't miss out when we do our next character. If there's a Black woman character that you want us to cover, drop it in the comments. We're happy to take recommendations, and we'd love to even have you on an episode. If it's something that you're passionate about, drop it in the comments. Let us know the vibes. We're all family around here.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Everybody can be a Black comic lord.
Yes.
So you can find us, on Black Comic Lords YouTube page, blackcomiclords.net, and in Facebook groups, Black Comic Lords and Black Superheroes Forever. I am BCL Star Dancer Supreme on all the social medias. Bree.
And I'm Breeze Bookish on Instagram. And I also have my book club, Be Too Weird, that is centered around science fiction and fantasy by authors of color. So if that's your bag, find me on Instagram at BreezeBookish or Be2Weird.
And I am on Instagram and on TikTok teaching about how to collect, where to start, how to grade comics, all the above, anything and everything we talk about that has to do with comic books, trade paperbacks, floppies, you got it. A for amazing.
All right. Like I said, you can always check us out on Black Comic Lords medias, social medias, TikToks, we're everywhere.
Everywhere.
You don't have to worry about missing us. Okay. So we thank you for hanging out with us today, talking about Livewire. And as always, buy the comics. Oh, I'm sorry. Got ahead of myself. Buy the comics. Read the comics. Don't spend your rent money on the comics.
No.
Don't do it. Don't bust your budget. Trust me. Don't bust your budget. So, see ya.
Bye.
Bye.